Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be discussing a game called Star Wars Squadrons. Now, you may have already heard about this and know most of the stuff about it, but we're going to go over some details about the game, and then we're going to jump into the gameplay reveal trailer that was released just earlier today. And yeah, we're going to go into it and see how everything is. Now, Star Wars Squadrons is a 5v5, first-person only multiplayer plus campaign game. And this is a brand new game from Motive Studios, which helped develop the Starfighter Assault series, or game mode on Battlefront 2. Now, Squadrons is set to release on October 2nd, 2020. So later this year it will release. And the game itself is available right now for $55 Canadian, and then you get a 10% discount. So it's going to be about $50 or so. And Star Wars Squadrons will basically feature a single-player story that brings to life events following the Battle of Endor, when the Rebel Alliance has successfully destroyed the Death Star 2. Through the story, players will learn what it means to be a pilot as they battle from the alternating perspectives of two customizable pilots, one serving the New Republic's heroic Vanguard Squadron, while the other fights for the Galactic Empire's fearsome Titan Squadron. The authentic story features a diverse cast of original characters, as well as some cameos from familiar faces in the Star Wars galaxy. So you got cameos by Wedge Antilles, Harris and Dula, and then you have the character models from Battlefront 2, all making an appearance so far that we know of. The first Star Wars space combat game to be released in years, Star Wars Squadrons will feature deep craft customization, in-depth strategy, and crippling gameplay modes. In Star Wars Squadrons, players will enlist as starfighter pilots, stepping into the cockpits of legendary starfighters from both the New Republic and Imperial fleets. They'll plan skirmishes with their squadron in briefing rooms before taking off to space battles across the galaxy. Players will engage in strategic 5 vs 5 multiplayer space battles with the goal of demolishing the opposing flagship in fleet battles, and feel the rush of first-person multiplayer combat as they work with their squadron and execute the best tactics to defeat as many opponents as possible in dogfights. Pilots will triumph as a team, adjust the composition of their squadrons to suit their playstyles as they progress, crushing their opponents and completing objectives across known and never before seen locations, including the gas giant of Yavin Prime and the shattered moon of Gallatin. Presented in first person, Star Wars Squadrons is truly immersive, and gamers can play it entirely in virtual reality on PlayStation 4 and PC. Now, this means that the game itself is first person, only first person, and has VR support, so you can play the game VR. I'm not sure how it's going to work with VR. I'm not sure if it's going to be you can only play against players that are using VR, or it's going to be working with other players as well, so you can play against them even if they're not using VR. Now, Star Wars Squadrons is available now for pre-order and lands on retail and digital storefronts on October 2nd for $40. EA Access and Origin Access Basic subscribers can enjoy up to 10 hours of playtime at launch, along with 10% off the purchase of the full game. Origin Access Premier subscribers will get full access to Star Wars Squadrons on PC, along with all the benefits of Basic, as long as they subscribe. For more details, visit ea.com/Star Wars Pilots Wanted. Now, there are some pre-order bonuses that you get with the game, and it's mainly cosmetic. With the pre-orders, you get the New Republic Recruit Flight Suit and the Imperial Ace Flight Suit. You also get a bunch of different colored ships for the Republic and for the Imperials, and some decals that you can put on your starfighter, and I'm assuming your costume as well. There are also in-game character models that you can select. You can also select up to different kind of flight suit cosmetics, as you can see, and you're also able to change up your fighters. I'm not entirely sure if all the fighters kind of have the same cosmetics or they're all a little bit different, but it is a first-person game. You're mostly going to be spending your time in the cockpit, so it's not really, for me, it doesn't make sense why have cosmetics if the only time you'll see it is somebody else has the ship, or if you're in one of these meeting rooms where you can check other players' characters. But no loot boxes, so that's good, and everything is basically attainable through story gameplay, through multiplayer gameplay, just pure progression. You don't have to spend any money or anything to get stuff early or get stuff ahead of other players, so that's always a bonus. With the release of the gameplay reveal trailer, we got more information on the type of modes, some stats of the fighters and stuff like that. Now, let's go into the modes real quick, and there are 2 modes that we know of. There's only 2 modes, which is pretty disappointing. The first mode is titled Dogfight Mode, and this is your standard 5 versus 5 team deathmatch. Eliminate the most amount of troops and win the game. Reach a certain amount of points, win the game, and that's basically it. It's just basic. There's nothing else to it. I don't believe there's any AI in this game. I think it's just 5 versus 5, kind of like Heroes vs Villains, but just starfighters. The next more interesting mode is titled Fleet Battles. And in this mode, you and your crew, you plan a little bit of a strategy before you're sent out. And once your planning is ready to go, you're going to enter a 3-phase kind of battle. The first phase that you see here that I kind of illustrated is the dogfighting phase. So in the dogfights is basically the 5v5 standard TDM. First team to reach a certain amount of points will be able to continue on to the next stage, which is titled Phase 2. With Phase 2, there are 2 capital ships that you must either defend or destroy. If you're the attackers or the winners from the dogfight phase, you will be assaulting and trying to destroy the 2 capital ships that are located to the left and right of the main flagship. Now, once that is finished and you're the victor of that, you're going to be able to push on to Phase 3. And if you lose on Phase 2 assault, I think you get pushed back to Phase 1 and it repeats. So with Phase 3, you're going to be assaulting the main capital flagship of the enemy team. And it's a little bit different because you're going to do a little bit of a certain requirements in order to kind of destroy it and win the game. So you'll need to take out the shield generators, the power system, and the targeting system before you can assault the main bridge or the cockpit of the flagship. And once that is assaulted and that is destroyed, you're going to be destroying the main flagship and winning the game. With the multiplayer, there are 8 total ships that you can use: TIE Fighter, X-Wing, TIE Interceptor, the A-Wing, and then you have the new TIE Reaper, and then you have the U-Wing as well. And finally, you have the TIE Bomber and the Y-Wing. Now, these are the 8 ships that are currently known to be in the game. And in order to access multiplayer, you're going to have to be able to have some flight time, some usage of those 8 ships through campaign or something like that in order to play multiplayer. With your ship loadouts, you can also add these components. Now, these are small little bonuses or features that you can add onto your ship that will help you survive and help you win in your multiplayer dogfights. Some of these have faster lock-on for missiles, a turret mine that you can place in space that will shoot enemies, stronger shields, and then you can have other ones that give you a little bit of a repair, so you faster healing, better rockets, etc. It's just small star cards to help you play and win games in multiplayer. With this game being first person, Motive had to go in and redesign the whole cockpit area. So you have all your components, sensors, speed, everything is in front of you, so you don't need to look around and wonder where everything is. So everything will be in front of you. Everything has been changed from Battlefront 2 Starfighters, so you can see the whole difference between these comparisons of Battlefront 2 and then Squadrons. So you got your TIE Fighter, your TIE Bomber, your TIE Interceptor. Everything has been completely reworked, and it looks incredible. In regards to the new changes, Motive also added some new customization features for some fun, such as the Ewok Funko Pop, so you can personalize your own cockpit and make it however you basically want to have it. With this whole multiplayer 5v5 and this whole character select, I'm assuming that each character has a specific ship that they can only pilot and that you can only get that character for that ship. So cosmetic wise, it's going to be a little bit weird if you are playing as a Trandoshan and you can only pilot a Y-Wing or a U-Wing and you can't do anything else. So I'm going to assume, this is just my opinion and nothing is confirmed, but I'm going to assume that each character has their own ship that they can pilot, has their own ability, and can only do certain things that their ship allows them to. So I'm gonna say that this is kind of like an Overwatch thing, where you have some tanks, some assassins, you got some damaging ones, healers, etc. I'm gonna assume it's something like that. That would explain why it's only so low on the 5v5 scale and nothing like Battlefront 2's actual Starfighter Assault, where it's like 16 versus 16. So that's my guess. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna assume that this is gonna be like an Overwatch type thing, where you pick a character and that character can only fly a certain ship, and that's about it. I don't think you're gonna be able to unlock the cosmetic feature of that character to another ship that you can fly. I'm just gonna assume that's just how it's gonna go, and that's how this game is gonna be made up, pretty much. That's just my opinion. Nothing is confirmed. Nothing is told. I'm just speculating. So we'll just go from my speculation. One thing that I missed was on the screen right now, is you can see the Lambda shuttle. You can see next to it has a little bit of a number and 4 dots. Those dots indicate the direction that the ship is in. So if it's on the far right, you have to turn to the right to get to it. And also those numbers indicate the distance that the object or a special objective is away from you. But that's everything I wanted to discuss. So let me know what you guys think about the game. Have you pre-ordered it? What are your thoughts on it? Are you going to get it? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll try to discuss it. If there's more info that comes out, I'll try to cover it. But for now, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully enjoy, and I'll catch you guys and girls in the next video. Peace out.